And as you can see, I am not dead.
A lot has happened while I was away. So from Newcastle signing Malick Thiaw and Jacob Ramsey. Today we'll discuss why they will transform Newcastle United. We'll also reveal the latest on Newcastle potential move for Bilal ElKhannouss. Join us as we'll break it all down and discuss the latest Newcastle United transfer news.
Let's go.
Still, after a summer of frustration, Newcastle United finally appear to be making decisive moves in the transfer market. The arrival of Malick Thiaw from AC Milan marks a significant step towards solving one of Eddie Howe's most pressing concerns: central defense. With a string of targets opting for other destinations, securing a player of Thiaw's caliber will be viewed as a major win by both the manager and the fan base. At just 24 years old, Thiaw already boasts over 60 appearances for Milan and 3 caps for the German national team. Physically imposing yet deceptively quick over the ground, he looks like a natural fit for the demands of Premier League football. His aerial ability and comfort in one-on-one situations make him a ready-made partner for Sven Botman, while his adaptability in a high defensive line aligns perfectly with Howe's tactical approach. Thiaw is not a front-foot, overly aggressive defender. Instead, he relies on anticipation, positional intelligence, and physical strength to neutralize threats. He excels at steering attackers into non-threatening zones before timing his challenge to perfection. His ability to read passing lanes allows him to make interceptions without overcommitting, while his body positioning, typically open and facing the play, ensures he is always ready to transition into possession. In the air, he is dominant. Last season, he averaged 2.27 successful aerial duels per 90 minutes, giving Newcastle a stronger presence in situations where Fabian Schär has occasionally been targeted. This aerial assurance will prove valuable both defensively and in attacking set-piece situations. While Schär has built a reputation for raking cross-field passes, Thiaw offers a slightly different profile. His 93.2% pass completion rate shows his preference for controlled, high-percentage distribution, though he does have the range to hit diagonals when required. At Milan, he became accustomed to high-possession football, a trait that should help Newcastle exert greater control against deep-lying opponents. Statistically, he averaged 4.96 progressive passes per 90 last season, well above Schär's 3.62, though many of these are short forward passes rather than riskier long balls. He also carries the ball well, using his long stride to glide into midfield and open passing angles. His decision-making in possession is mature for his age, and he rarely loses the ball under pressure. Viewed in Germany as a potential future captain, Thiaw brings vocal organization and calmness to the back line. He is measured in the tackle, preferring to stay on his feet rather than dive in, a habit reflected in his low disciplinary record of just 12 yellow cards and a single red across 3 Serie A seasons. His versatility is another plus. He can operate on either side of a back 4, in a back 3, or even at right back or defensive midfield if required. No player is without flaws. Thiaw's turning speed can be exposed by agile, quick-footed forwards, though he is still more mobile than both Schär and Dan Burn. At times, his safety-first passing approach can limit attacking build-up against deep blocks. Unlocking his full passing range will be a focus for Howe's coaching staff. Newcastle's need for a central defender was clear. Injuries to Botman and Lascelles, coupled with Schär and Burn's advancing years, left the squad short on mobility and long-term options. Thiaw's arrival addresses that gap immediately while also serving as a long-term investment. In the short term, he is expected to compete with Schär for the right centre-back role, with the eventual aim of forming a first-choice partnership alongside Botman. His blend of physicality, technical skill, and composure ticks all the boxes for a Howe defender. Given his age, experience, and profile, this could turn out to be one of Newcastle's smartest signings of the summer. So as Newcastle United's summer business appears to be shifting up a gear, albeit later than ideal, with the new campaign just around the corner. The timing means Eddie Howe has limited scope for new arrivals to fully settle before competitive action begins, but the additions now filtering in should strengthen the squad in key areas. One of the most eye-catching moves in the works is the near £40 million pursuit of Jacob Ramsey from Aston Villa, as reported by Fabrizio Romano. Villa's own profit and sustainability rules pressures have opened the door, giving Newcastle an opportunity to land a player who once looked destined for the England setup. Sean Longstaff's departure left Newcastle short of numbers in central areas. Lewis Miley's promise and Joe Willock's proven bursts of form are positives, but the squad lacked experienced depth for Howe's preferred midfield trio. Ramsey fits that profile, and while Unai Emery largely deployed him as a left winger, At St James's Park, his role will be more central, competing directly with Joelinton for the left-sided midfield slot. The 23-year-old's 2022-23 season, 6 goals, 7 assists, was the peak of his Villa career so far. At that point, many expected the team to be built around him. Such was his ability to drive forward with the ball, make incisive runs off the ball, and arrive in the box at exactly the right moments. Unfortunately, a metatarsal injury on the eve of last season derailed his momentum, and Villa's surge under Emery meant breaking back into the side was a tall order. Ramsey's game is tailor-made for a team that thrives in transitions. He accelerates rapidly from a standing start, carries the ball aggressively, and consistently seeks to progress play, whether via a penetrative pass or a forward dribble. In central roles, his late surges into the box have produced several goals, often first-time finishes into the far corner. Off the ball, his work rate and pressing intelligence stand out. He's adept at winning possession high up the pitch and recycling play quickly, which dovetails neatly with Howe's high-pressing blueprint. His understanding of space means he often finds pockets between the lines to receive and create, a valuable trait against deep defensive blocks. Even when Villa used him wide, Ramsey averaged 3.83 progressive passes and 3.39 progressive carries per 90 minutes last season, showing he's always looking to move the game forward. In 2022-23, his output balanced creation and finishing, posting 0.17 expected goals and 0.17 expected assists per 90 minutes. Howe has built a midfield of dynamic ball carriers, and Ramsey adds to that identity. His versatility, being able to play centrally or out wide, increases squad flexibility, though it's clear Newcastle's main aim is to use him in the heart of midfield. Importantly, his 84.9% pass completion rate in advanced areas suggests he retains possession well, a crucial quality against teams sitting deep. Defensively, Ramsey is combative and disciplined. Last season's averages of 1.52 tackles, 0.53 interceptions, and 1.2 blocks per 90 underline his value out of possession. Combined with his pressing aggression, it's easy to see why Howe views him as a high-ceiling addition. The obvious question mark surrounds his recent injuries. While some supporters may draw comparisons with Willock's setbacks, Ramsey's issues have largely been freak incidents, a metatarsal and a toe injury, rather than recurring muscular problems. Still, Newcastle's medical team will be aware of the risks. Another talking point is his relatively low shot volume when played wide, though that should change in a central role where his box arrivals become a regular weapon. Some have questioned whether he has the tactical discipline for a more structured side, but Howe's system offers creative freedom within defined roles, which may suit him far better than Emery's more rigid approach. Social media reaction has been cautiously optimistic. Many remember when Ramsey was touted as a £60 to £70 million player. If Newcastle can help him rediscover that form, he could prove a bargain relative to his potential ceiling. Interestingly, he seemed to raise his game in Europe, contributing a goal and 2 assists in just 392 minutes of Champions League football, compared to a more modest Premier League return. Given Joelinton's patchy injury record, adding Ramsey not only raises Newcastle's technical and physical profile in midfield, but also increases the squad's resilience for a season that will demand depth across multiple competitions. For Howe, it's a calculated gamble. Buy a player whose stock has dipped, but whose underlying qualities fit perfectly into the team's long-term blueprint. Then, early this week, reports emerged of Newcastle showing serious interest in Leicester City's Bilal ElKhannouss, with the Telegraph claiming the club were considering activating the 21-year-old's £30 million release clause before it expires next week. However, momentum has shifted quickly, with the club now finalising a £40 million package for Aston Villa's Jacob Ramsey. According to North East journalist Craig Hope, Ramsey's imminent arrival will end pursuit of ElKhannouss, as well as other previously linked midfielders like John McGinn and Jack Rudoni. Speaking on X, Hope made it clear, Ramsey will be instead of ElKhannouss, McGinn, Rudoni. When asked why a creative profile like ElKhannouss wouldn't also be targeted, he replied that Newcastle simply don't operate with a traditional number 10, and that Ramsey is a better fit for Eddie Howe's style. While ElKhannouss is a technically gifted playmaker capable of operating between the lines, out wide, or in a midfield 3, Ramsey's pace, physicality, and late runs into the box are more suited to Newcastle's 4-3-3 setup, especially with Joe Willock sidelined. Still, with many tipping the Moroccan to double his value in the coming years, the decision could be one fans look back on with intrigue. depending on how Ramsey adapts and stays fit.